This conference will now be recorded.
Let me close all the sheets.
Hari sir, one request to you.
Yeah, please tell me, Prasanna.
Sir, our timing schedule is very, we can need to start at 5, 8:10 because I have leave for office from home 9 a.m. sharp.
Okay, don't worry. Right now we are not yet started, right? We are just having a brief discussion about the subject. Don't worry.
No,
So I'll,
no issue. You have your issue is valuable issue, no problem. But I have leave
I
for
had to consider you guys also. Yeah, we'll see. We'll do this one.
please, I request you.
Nothing to worry. Nothing to request. Yeah. Yes, we'll manage the time.
Okay.
Hi, Hari. Good morning.
Good one, Sharma. Okay, so yesterday we were discussing about accounts payable module, and there we had a conversation about this recon account, isn't it? So once we understand about the transactions, how we are posting in the reconciliation account, then we go about understanding on FIMM integration. Okay, so it's like learning understanding on P2P cycle, procure to pay cycle. Okay.
Currently, I'm working on these things on regularly, Hari. In accounts payable, reconciliation and reporting.
Yeah. So on this P2P procurement cycle, we are not posting any transactions manually. We have to understand how these entries are happening through automatic postings. Okay, that means P2P cycle will be carrying on, will be going on like purchase order, goods receipt, invoice receipt. 3 steps will follow by the purchasing people. Okay, so if there is any accounting entry issue comes, then they will reach out to the finance guys. So that means in the back end, these transactions are getting posted without any manual activity. Okay, suppose if GR is received, assume that no automation happened. So what is the next entry? That goods receipt pink slip you have to carry to the accounting department and need to update in the ledger that we received material. If it is not automated, that means goods inward amount account data are to invoice pending account or invoice clearing account. Like this, we have to execute a transaction manually. So, but here, once you receive the goods, automatically system will post the accounting entry like raw material. If you are procuring a raw material account data are to GR IR clearing account. Let me show you the P2P cycle for your clear understanding. So this will be your P2P cycle, how it is posting and along with the accounting entries. P2P cycle with PO, which we are going to execute in our system. Like we'll create PO will be created by the MM consultants, like MM end users, not consultants, MM end users. Okay. So for PO, it's just an order, so there won't be any journal entries or accounting transactions posted. Then, with reference to the PO, we receive goods into our premises. What is this movement type? We have a brief explanation and it takes 2 to 3 days for us to discuss about this topic. So there we'll see what is the movement type and all. Just try to understand FIMM integration, and this is an accounting entry which is posted automatically. Goods receipt will be done by the end user, but in the back end, that is automatic transactions are posted. Raw material account data to GRIR clearing account. So based on the number of items we receive, okay, an invoice receipt will be sent by the vendor over a period of time, like within a 1 month or within 10 days, an invoice will be sent by the vendor or a supplier. Okay, after receiving invoice into our premises. So how they are sending invoices depends upon business to business. It will change. So in my previous business, what we used to have, these invoice copies were scanned and sent in a PDF format. So that PDF will be received by SAP system and invoice will be posted automatically. So for that we have a OCR reader, optical character reader, OCR. We had a OCR here. Once the invoice is scanned, so from the fields like vendor number, material, document date, posting date, all this will be captured by the system automatically, and an invoice will be created itself. System itself will create an invoice, and that PDF copy will be scanned and maintained as an attachment in the invoice document. Okay, in the invoice transaction, that is scan copy will be available, so that our purchasing officer or the person who is responsible for that invoices, he will verify with the document the transaction. If it is okay, then it will get processed. If there is any inconsistency between the transaction and the invoice document in the PDF attachment, then that invoice will be rejected for transactions. So once it is approved and posted for transactions, this is an accounting entry. GRIR clearing account data to vendor account. And as per our academic understanding, so when we procure material on credit basis, this is our accounting entry. Raw material account data to vendor account, because we are procuring material on credit basis. But why we are posting to GRIR clearing account? Because it's an intermediate account. Means I received goods on 5th February. So immediately I'm not receiving invoice from my vendor. So I cannot post to the vendor account. So I just received material. So what I maintained, I created an intermediate account as goods receipt, invoice receipt clearing account. I'll post to this intermediate account till I receive invoice from my vendor. So once the invoice is received, so assume that yesterday I received invoice. Yesterday I received invoice, and what I did, I cleared this GRIR clearing account and credited to vendor account or a supplier account. Are you clear? Why we are posting this dual transaction in FIMM integration? This is the process. So you and me cannot change this one. This is a standard SAP P2P process in business real-time transactions. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Hello.
Tell me, Rambabu.
ఇప్పుడు మనకి సార్ ఇప్పుడు మనకి ఇన్వాయిస్ రాకపోతే జిఆర్ అండ్ ఐఆర్ క్లీనింగ్ అకౌంట్ రాసాం సైట్లో
దాంట్లోనే పడి ఉంటుంది.
అంటే గూడ్స్ వస్తాయి కదా, ఇప్పుడు గూడ్స్ వస్తుంది కదా, రా మెటీరియల్ వచ్చినప్పుడు మనం రా మెటీరియల్ డెబిట్ చేసుకుంటాం. ఊకం అంటే మనకు వస్తుంది కాబట్టి డెబిట్ చేసుకుంటాం. రా మెటీరియల్ అకౌంట్ అన్నట్టు ఇన్వాయిస్ పెండింగ్ ఉంది కదా అని చెప్పేసి జిఆర్ బై ఐఆర్ క్లియరింగ్ అకౌంట్ అని చెప్పేసి క్రెడిట్ లో రాస్తాం. మనకి వెండర్ ఎప్పుడైతే ఇన్వాయిస్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత గూడ్స్ క్లీనింగ్ అకౌంట్ అన్నట్టు వెండర్ ఎవరైతే ఇస్తారు వెండర్ ఇస్తారు కాబట్టి క్రెడిట్ చేసుకుంటాం.
అది నలిఫై చేసాం, వెండర్ మనకి ఇస్తున్నాడు కాబట్టి చేస్తాం. అంతేగా చెప్పాను. సో అకాడమిక్స్ లైక్ మనకు లెర్నింగ్స్ లో ఇన్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ ఆర్ గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్, సో పర్చేజ్డ్ గూడ్స్ అండ్ క్రెడిట్, రా మెటీరియల్ అకౌంట్ టు వెండర్ అకౌంట్, ఇదే కదా చేసాం. బట్ ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తుంది, వాట్ హ్యాపెనింగ్ ఇమ్మీడియట్లీ వీఆర్ నాట్ రిసీవింగ్ ఇన్వాయిస్, సో వీఆర్ పోస్టింగ్ టు ఏ సప్లిమెంటరీ అకౌంట్ ఆర్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్ అకౌంట్. Okay, till we receive the actual document, we are posting to intermediate account. Okay, fine. Similarly, at the time of payment, so once we receive invoice, we have to understand about the payments. So payments can be two types. One is a manual and one is automatic. So here we prefer automatic only, mostly like 80%, 89% or something. If you take in a percentage wise, in real time environment, payments will be happen through automatic payments. Okay, and this is the invoice. Vendor account data, transaction.
Hari, sometimes we'll do the manual also, Hari, on regular basis. We are using F-53 for to clearing some advance payments or a special request.
That is advance or some, if there is any things that we do. But as a regular, we follow APP only. Okay, so whenever we are executing payment to vendor, so payment is happening in SAP system only. So this communication has to be sent to the bank, and the banker will clear the amount from your account. So till that entry is executed, we post in SAP as vendor account data to check issued account. Okay, so this check has to be presented by the vendor in the bank, and the check has to get realized, encashed, and it takes minimum 3 days, or 3 days or 5 business days. So till then it will be in a check issued account. And when we will get information that the issued check got realized or encashed, when we receive bank statement. So after receiving the bank statement and uploading into the system, our entry will be check issued account data to bank account. So if you see the actual payment transaction, this is your entry. Vendor account data to bank account, you are paying amount through bank. But here there is some time lag. Like even if you are executing online payment also, that has to be sent for approval, and then that will be credited to the vendor account. So we are posting to bank clearing account or check issued account. Here I am taking an example of check issued to the vendor. So vendor account data to check issued account, and after receiving bank statement, we found that the issued check got realized. Then we maintain the accounting entry as reconciliation, bank reconciliation, check issued account data to bank account. Any questions?
Sir, while like receiving goods, right?
చెప్పండి
సో
ప్రసాద్.
గూడ్స్ అక్కడ ప్రైస్ డిఫరెన్స్ జిఎల్ కూడా పోస్ట్ చేస్తారు కదా, ప్రైస్ డిఫరెన్స్ పర్చేస్ ఆఫ్సెట్
ప్రైస్
అకౌంట్ అని
డిఫరెన్స్,
ఉంటుంది.
price difference is like depends upon material again. It won't trigger for all the materials. Okay, mostly price difference will come for finished material. That too, if there is any difference between the order and the invoice. That means I have ordered for 1000 rupees, but at the time of invoice it is 1100. 100 rupees is the invoice difference. Okay, so that we post to the price difference account. Okay, in case of raw material, if there is no stock in your premises and your material price you maintain in your system as 1000 rupees, and you procured or you purchased for 1000 rupees, and but invoice is received for 1100, so that 100 rupees difference will be posted to the price difference amount.
Yes.
Okay, so case to case this PRD will differ, and that we learn as a business understanding. Okay. Yes.
Please explain just now you are please repeat again.
We lost you, Prasanna. I cannot hear you. But yes, I'm not going to explain now about the price difference because other people will get confused. So we'll see as a business case.
Just you have said 100 rupees price difference. Only this example, repeat again.
100 rupees difference. Yes, I explained.
Yes. Only this example, repeat again.
Okay. In which case you want? It's a raw material or a finished material?
Raw material.
Okay. So initially there is no stock in my premises. If no stock, and in my system the raw material price is 100 rupees, and I posted my PO with 100 rupees. When I'm receiving the GR or receiving the invoice, if there is any price difference happen, if the price is hiked or the price is less according to your order price, then PRD will trigger. Okay, but initially stock should not be available. If there is any stock, then system will go to the cumulative adjustment with the existing stock balances. In case of raw materials, that scenario will get changed.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, if we purchased goods of, say, for example, 100 rupees, when we receive the invoice for 110, there will be difference of 10 rupees, right?
Yes.
So GRIR will not match, right? There will be difference in GRIR clearings.
At invoice time, it will post to the material account only. Okay. That's why we are getting clarity. So that's why I said, because to avoid this type of like confusions, I said we'll discuss as a business case only.
So normally these kind of issues will be posted to the write-off account, like some controlling account will be there. So it differs organization to organization. If the organization wants to reject the invoice and get the invoice, they will request to the vendor to resubmit the invoice. If they want to pay the matching amount, the remaining amount will move to the any price difference account or the chargeback account. The two quantity difference and price difference. Either of two accounts will be there.
So but mostly it will be posted to PRD only. Chargeback very less. Mostly it will go to the PRD account only. Price adjustment account, or they will adjust to the material price only, material account.
Yeah. So if it is in a threshold, within the threshold, normally it will go to the PRD account. Otherwise, they will dispute with the vendor the difference amount.
Yes.
That's what it happens actually.
So see, we got three different discussion on this. So we go with the business case only. Mostly we take as a scenario.
We will go with the standard, Harry, actually. Like otherwise we will get confused. Yeah, that's you're correct.
While explaining the scenario on the system, so we take it as a business case. Like suppose there is a price change. So how it will trigger? So in what cases this price change will happen? Like this. And we do have some scenarios also. Like we receive in goods, but we don't receive invoice after like though we wait for 6 months. Okay, so there are some scenarios. Then what is the activity we perform? So that we have to analyze going further. We'll see that cases as well. Okay, so as of now, hope this P2P cycle, the general understanding is clear. If yes, I can go with another topic.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, Hari.
Yes.
So now once we're done with FIMM integration, so we are supposed to execute the payment transactions. So for payment, we need a bank account, and we are learning this concept as a bank accounting. We need to create a bank account, and in our system we are would you please mute mic from your end? Someone speaking there. Yeah, thank you. So for as a part of bank accounting, first we'll understand how to create house bank. House bank means our company bank, where we are executing the payment transactions with both customers and vendors. So that is called as a house bank. Okay. So we have to create house bank. In ECC, we used to create house bank in only one way, but in S/4HANA, we are creating house bank in two different ways. Okay, one is like from ECC GUI screen. I'll tell you what is meant by GUI, and then through Fiori app. Okay, so that methods we'll be understanding what is a house bank and what are the changes happen between ECC and S/4HANA system. There's a clear changes we can understand. So that we'll be understanding in house bank, in bank accounting, while creating house bank to execute payments to vendors and to receive payments from customers. Okay, so then once we create a house bank, we are creating checks, and also we are configuring online payment transactions. Okay, along with this, we are creating a payment method for online, and a payment file will be generated in our SAP system, and how we are communicating with the bank with that payment file. Because so for example, you just taken IMPS, you executed IMPS from your phone, but it is not happen that much easy for an organization. So in organization, in SAP system, they will execute a payment, and for that online payment, a file will be generated. So that file we call as DME file, data medium exchange file. Okay, we have to configure this DME, and once you configure this DME for automatic payments, this file will be generated and this file will be communicated to the banker. Okay, so based on that file, banker will generate payments to the vendors. Then after generating a payments, they will send bank account statement to the system, to SAP system, and through interface this file will be received by the system automatically, and bank reconciliation process also will be generated automatically, and for that we have a file. So where is that file? So we have several formats of files. Okay, that file we have to analyze again once again. Once a DME is generated and sent to the communication, this is the bank file. Bank sending to you, to your system. This is called a bank statement. Okay, this is a one format. We have several formats of receiving the statements into SAP system at the time of BRS. So this is a BRS file sent by the bank. This file will be uploaded in the system and your check clearing account will be nullified automatically. Okay, this is the complete automation process which we are executing in our system. Of course, in current version, okay, initially I'm telling so that you cannot keep more expectations. Okay, in this current version, some online patches are missing. Okay, so that we cannot upload this empty 940 file. I'm getting some standard error message while uploading the bank statement. So maybe by your turn, if it is resolved, yes, we are succeeded to upload this file and to verify the BRS automatic postings. If not, we'll be understanding about how this file and what are these lines referring to and how to upload in the system. Everything will be explained and executed on the screen, but I cannot clear the transactions automatically. Okay, I'm getting some standard error because of some online patch is not available in this practice client. This is only excuse for few transactions. Okay, as we are using demo server, so every transaction just like real time we cannot execute. Okay, so please try to understand at this point. So I usually test every time, but there is some OSS which cannot be implemented in our IDs client, so we need some OSS note for that. So what is meant by OSS notes, that I will be explaining in our regular sessions, okay, which are mandatory for us in our learning. Are you clear? Any questions about this?
Clear, Hari.
So we can generate DME file, don't worry. We can generate DME file in the system, and I can show you the payment transactions which we are going to execute for our vendor. And I will explain you how this communication will happen. I cannot maintain interface connectivity with the third party system from this IDs client again, but I will show you the transaction codes, how we are communicating or how end users are communicating with the bank for site and all that I will tell you. So this DME file also will be sent to the bank through EDI interface only. So how this interface is maintained, that I will explain. So these are all again through connectivity, third party connectivities. DME file sending to the bank, receiving bank statement to SAP. These are all through EDI, electronic data interchange.
Can you please elaborate DME, Hari, one more time?
Data medium exchange. Okay, and this configuration is called data medium exchange engine. This is the configuration or settings we do in system. For wire transfers, usually we call as wire transfer. Wire means online.
Hari, here I have one doubt.
Yes.
For all these, like wire and electronic, those are we pay via online only, right? Anyway. So, but what is the main difference for wire and electronic payments? How can we easily, okay, this is the wire payments and this will be the electronic payments. How can we identify from our end, just from for our reference?
There will be a payment method mentioned clearly. Okay.
Okay.
The payment method will be maintained in the system, like a check payment, manual payments, like this. So with the reference to the payment method, we can differentiate. And we as like as the end user point of view, you are used to for that payment methods, so you can understand it clearly.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's what in automatic payment program we'll be understanding that check prints and online payment. That's what I just try to explain here. This DME online payments. Okay. So once we're done with automatic payments and DME configuration settings, we will be completing our what is this AP. So in AP, one more topic will be pending, like a TDS, tax deduction at source. So at the time of payment to our vendors, so we'll be maintaining withholding tax, and for that withholding tax, we are giving Form 16 to our vendors. So that we will generate. Of course, Form 16 now in S/4HANA, it is not coming in a right format, but we'll try to do that one as well. Up to execution and showing on the transactions that we can see, but we have additional configuration settings for print of Form 16 for the TDS amount, that the print is not happening. In ECC up to EHP version, we had a lot, we used to execute every output properly, but because of this trial version of S/4HANA, some outputs are not coming. Like we are getting some X marks, some other weird symbols and all on the output format. So I'm not generating that format, but let us try. Okay, I'll show you all the configuration settings for generating Form 16. What are the program? What is the program we use? How we trigger to the pay this prints and all that I will show you on the screen. Okay, but don't expect the appropriate output. Okay, some symbols that the font is not coming in a right way. Okay, for this TDS also some output issues is there. So then we'll go with, once the TDS completed, then we go with accounts receivables. Even recently I have posted some GST also. For the GST, while creating a tax code, I got error. Like I'm not able to assign the percentage of tax. Some standard errors are there, like some challenges I can say. Some challenges I'm able to create a tax code, like you people like who are already working on environment, you might be understand, you can understand the tax code and the tax percentage. So but in our system I'm facing some different error. I never come across that error as well. So when I was searching for that solution, the same OSS nodes implement is required. So I created a tax code for a 3%. What is the tax procedure? If someone has changed, then again someone has changed this one. So let me show you what is the standard error we are receiving. That okay, fine. Ignore that one. Not required now, I think. INFIN. So usually we use GST. Tax code is already there, but when I am trying to give some amount for CGST and SGST, I'm facing some standard error. This happens because of some service note will be there. It's like patches, online service patch. For every software, there is some patches to be provided by standard SAP. So that patch is not available, and that's why I couldn't save the error. Means I couldn't save the percentage of tax, and I got failed in executing the transaction. But yes, we have all the configuration settings, everything is explained with the documentation. But at the end of calculating the tax and to see on the output, I got a error message. But I hope you can do the same settings in ECC and you can try. That I can give an assurance. Okay, so that every settings according to the real-time environment, whatever we are doing, that will be executing. But few challenges are there. So initially, I'm telling you guys. Okay, so I should not give a last-minute surprises. Okay, so coming to the account receivables, we are dealing with customers and or we are also called as a buyers. Okay, here we are understanding the same reconciliation process. Then we create invoices. So here also we have two types of invoices, like invoice with reference and invoice without reference. Invoice without reference means it's a direct GL to GL transactions we are posting in accounts receivables, like sales revenue, sales revenue account, customer account data to sales revenue account. And when it's come to the invoice with reference, again FISD integration will be triggering. Okay, so again here we are learning about P2P cycle, sorry, order to cash cycle. Here we'll be learning about order to cash cycle. So the complete configuration settings for FISD will be done on every aspect, and this is the flow of FISD integration. That means a sale order created and goods delivery will be created to the customers. And remember always, this goods delivery is FIMM integration, it is not FISD integration. So that also I'll be explaining how this is called as FIMM integration at the time of goods delivery, with all the proper configuration settings and all. And then once the goods delivered to the customer, we issue invoice to the customer, and at the time of invoice, what are the accounting entries are triggered, and where we maintain these settings to trigger this entry, in how many ways we can post to a revenue account in sales process, in how many ways we can post to a revenue account. So that will be learning, okay, along with the business executions. Okay, here you can see in standard SAP, revenue account is configured in 5 combinations. So what are those 5 combinations that we'll be learning in our classes? Then these are the basic settings. So that this FISD integration also will take 2 to 3 days for us to understand. Okay, so I usually take this concept after complete, I means after GST concept I will be taking after completing this FISD and FIMM integration. But in this 2020 version, I was getting some issues with the standard SAP only because of demo version. Okay, once we are done with FISD integration, we will be learning about bank reconciliation. That means we are back to bank accounting. So in AP, we are learning automatic payment programs. In AR, with reference to the bank accounting, we are learning BRS, bank reconciliation statements. So these bank reconciliation statements are manual and electronic. So in electronic, we are facing a error again in uploading the bank statement. Okay, but yes, this is also the same issue with reference to online patches. Some date is, we are getting some date issue. When I was uploading, I'm getting some date issue, but still I just trying to resolve it, but I'm not getting the right ABAPer on this who can explain what the exact issue is. So while I'm uploading the bank statement, import data MT940, this is the file which has to be uploaded. But remember, here we are uploading manually, but this file will process automatically through EDI. In real time, the same MT 940 format bank statement will upload. See, statement is reading by the system. Yeah. While converting the date, I'm getting error. This conversion date is also because of OSS support. So I don't know what system trying to convert the date. Okay, like this. So we have some standard server related challenges. Apart from that, we are executing each and every configuration, files, everything. So this is the configuration settings which we are going to understand in our system. Both the difference between manual bank reconciliation and electronic bank statements, what are the configurations we have to do, what is the difference between manual and EBS, everything will be explained, configured, executed. So as a part of uploading the file, we are getting error in S/4HANA. Okay, so this is about account receivables. Once account receivables is done, I'll be showing you all the configuration settings for GST and tax on sales and purchases. Both I'll be explaining, doing the configuration settings. Tax on sales, yes, we can do, but for GST, for due to some table issue, we are not able to execute that one. But we can run both the tax on sales purchases and GST. Okay, so once we're done with the taxation process, then we go with the asset accounting. So asset accounting itself is an individual module, though it is included in FI. We usually call as asset management, and now in S/4HANA it is called as a new asset accounting. Okay, so now in S/4HANA we are calling as new asset accounting, and we have to, there are a lot of changes happen between ECC and S/4HANA system. Okay, what are those changes? Earlier, how we used to execute the depreciations, different methods of depreciations that will be understood. And before going to execute the depreciations, we have to understand how we are managing the assets in our system. Like how we are differentiating the different type of assets, like low value assets, machineries, then buildings and all. So low value, furnitures and all. Low value assets means assets which are having value of less than 1,000 or 10,000, less than 10,000 rupees. So these assets will be depreciated fully in the current year only. Okay, so then how we are managing and all. So before understanding this depreciations, calculations and all, the most important for us is asset upload. How we are uploading the asset balances in the system. Okay, this is more important for us. Initial upload balances of asset and how we are uploading the assets in the system, everything. So that means initial upload means, for example, I have implemented SAP in my organization in 2022, but till 2021 I have calculated depreciation in my non-SAP system. Then how I used to manage the rest of life period of the assets in SAP, and how I'm carry forwarding those balances, that is more important for us. In case of both migration projects and implementation projects. So this is a big challenge for us. So once we are understood with the basic and this challenge concept, then other things are very easy in understanding the asset accounting. Okay, so once we are done with asset upload and all, we'll be done with the FI module. And if you are familiar with these concepts of GL uploads, customer vendor upload, customer vendor uploads, and according to the same concept in migration projects from ECC to S/4HANA. Okay, master data synchronization, we call as master data synchronization. This is more important for us, which I'm giving sessions now in the morning session, morning 6 a.m. Then asset upload. After this, we have to learn additional topics like DME is one additional one which we have to learn. Then IDOCs, how these IDOCs are created, intermediate documents, or like we can say interface. So how these documents are posted automatically. Okay. Next scenario, substitutions. And validations. Then functional specifications. If you are familiar with all these topics, you can apply for jobs now. Okay. Then after completing all these miscellaneous topics and all, we'll jump into CO module. So there we'll be understanding how this expenses are differentiated, segregated. So what are the elements we use to post the transaction CO? What is a COPA? What is a product costing? That will be understood. Okay. And to be honest, I don't have much exposure on product costing because I worked mostly on though I'm a manufacturing companies, I led mostly on FI transactions. So I worked very less in product costing. So I can give the standard understanding. Okay, I can give only the standard understanding. I cannot take business case like as I explained in FI. Okay, so this is what I can tell. So up to COPA, yes, I'm good because these are here we can see all the FI related entries and how it is flowing and all that I can explain. But when it's come to the product costing, I have knowledge of standard SAP process and I can solve the issues independently, everything that can be explained. But to give sessions, I don't have a business case, a proper business case I cannot take and explain to you on a case of product costing. So this is only the excuse as a subject point of view coming to in front of as a faculty. Okay, I'm not that much of good in product costing, but yes, we can learn what is the standard. So how this product costing, what is MIS, make to stock and make to order, what are those process, what is the difference between these two, everything will be explained in a standard what standard SAP has explained about the product costing. That knowledge I can give to you.
సార్ ఇది S4 HANA దీనికి రిలేటెడ్ గా ఉంది చెప్పలేదు కదా సార్ S4 HANA గురించి.
ఏది
S4 HANA ఫ్రమ్ ECC S4 HANA నుంచి చెప్పారు కదా
మైగ్రేషనా? ఏం కావాలి, ఏం మిస్ అయ్యాను?
నాకు ఇంత సిగ్నల్ కట్ అయింది సార్.
ఓకే 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 ఫైన్. ఓకే, like in ECC we used to call customers and vendors. Okay, but in S4 HANA, customers and vendors concept has been removed and we call them as business partners.
Okay.
Of course, BP, business partner, is already there in ECC also, but we used to have this BP in a different business cases like debit management, credit management, disputes management. In that scenario, or if you want to set any credit limit for our customers, we used to have BP. But now in ECC system, business partner.
Okay.
But in S4 HANA system, this customer vendor concept is not there. Now we call as BP only. Okay, that's why we have to understand this master data synchronization, how they are converting both the customers and vendors from ECC to S4 HANA as a BP. So this is more important for us. Okay, so that part we have to learn very clearly.
Master data synchronization mean
converting our customers and vendors in ECC system into BP under S4 HANA. Okay, BP means business partner. How they are differentiated, how we are managing, we have to explain. Because from 2018 onwards, there is no any implementations in ECC. Okay, So if you put your resume from 2018 or 2017 onwards, so at least you have to show some migration projects. So if you are keeping any migration projects, definitely they will ask you the data migration. So how you converted your ECC data into SAP. So that knowledge is very important for us. Okay. As a part of that knowledge, we are understanding this data uploads. Okay. Regarding GLs, customer vendors, and initial data of assets. Okay. Any questions up to now?
No questions, Hari.
Okay.
Hari, the CO is there, right? How the CO will get the project more, like how kind of is it important to learn in the market?
Yeah, definitely it is important because see if you are going with a 2 years or 3 years experience in CO, okay, we have a topics like cost element accounting. These are the topics of CO.
So in depth is not much required.
One
To say, right?
second, so that you will get understanding. Cost center accounting. Then internal orders. Okay, then profit center accounting. Then COPA. Up to this, we should have knowledge. Okay. Up to these 4 topics, these are called master data transactions. This is not considered under CO. This is just knowledge on CO. Okay. If you say that I know cost element accounting, cost center accounting, internal orders, just it's a knowledge. This is not a CO concepts. Okay. This is not a CO at all. No one will consider this as a CO. It's a transactions which are posting from FI that are updating in CO module. It's a master data transactions only. Okay. Somehow you can manage with the COPA. Yes, we have a depth understanding on COPA that I can explain you as committed. Okay, this is CO concept partially again because in this COPA values are updating from FI and SD only. We have to map how the values are floating in CO in COPA reporting. So again, it's a
అది కొద్దిగా డీటెయిల్ కవర్ చేయండి సార్ తర్వాత. ఓకే, అది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. యా,
ఎవరికి
అదే కోపా అంటే ఈ మొత్తం మాస్టర్ డేటా అవన్నీ కూడా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. ప్లే చేస్తాను.
Yeah. So COPA, they'll play key role, of course, for analyzing your expenses. They play a key role, but they are master data transactions. If you say I know cost element account, they will love it.
ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈసీసీ టు S4 అనా అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏవైతే ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ ఉందో న్యూ సిస్టమ్ కి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ చేసినప్పుడు కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇవన్నీ దీన్ని బేస్ చేసుకుని అక్కడ చేయాలి కదా S4 అనాకి, ఈసీసీ టు S4 అనా.
Data migration different case again.
Okay.
I'm talking about transactions, what we are learning in our syllabus about transactions. So coming to the COPA, it's a FISD integration only, but how the expenses and revenues are floating in CO, that we understand in COPA as a profitability analysis. The heart of CO is product costing.
Okay, product cost is the heart. Okay, so are we getting more projects under CO? Normally we will get.
Yeah.
Manufacturing will get it. Okay.
Yes.
But I surprised like you never worked.
Yeah, I didn't have hands-on experience on product costing. I didn't get a chance.
Yeah, that's what I surprised actually, because you have a 10 years of experience. Out of that, you never worked on CO, right? That's what I surprised.
Like based on our experience only, we'll get an opportunities. So we cannot run. Okay, I will work on CO, etc., because they will test you like anything. Like so, because this product costing is always high-level incidents only we receive. Okay, I used to manage, I used to check individually, I worked, but I cannot say with a business case, like how I explain FI thoroughly with all the business cases in every line, but I cannot explain product cutting in that way, in that high expectations I cannot give. I have knowledge on that. I worked on that. I have because if my junior cannot resolve it, I am only the point who have to do that. Okay. So, but
Yeah.
I don't have an exclusive understanding of that because I didn't do any like a complete
Got it.
workshops on broadcasting. So, and to understand this broadcasting also, you should have some logical understanding or some domain work knowledge, which you have worked in a production company. You should understand some domain knowledge, either two. So I don't have that much of logical understanding, I can say. Very poor
Okay.
at logical understanding. Like high level scenarios, though we are going with the discussions on the clients and all, I'll push my CO consultant. Yeah, just take a look into that. Like my senior.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So how these cost sheets are prepared, everything I can show you, but I cannot explain thoroughly with a business case. So because product costing and asset accounting are business dependent, they are not standard. Again,
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
country to country, product to product, business to business, they are different. All okay. So that's why I said I cannot give a business case. Okay.
Okay,
So
got it.
to explain, I can say that the faculties who are explaining in the market also, like not about, I'm not kind of a defending mode, but people who are telling that we are CO experts, very less people can explain CO. And this broadcasting, it is a huge module again. It's an independent topic in CO, both product costing and material ledger.
Okay.
Material ledger in ECC it was optional. In S4HANA it is mandatory. Even to run your FIMM integration, we have to activate this material ledger in S4HANA system. Okay. So material ledger is like actual costing. Okay. Since it's optional in ECC, now you can assume that material ledger is very rarely used by the clients. We can find very less consultants who have worked on material ledger. So we cannot directly get the huge knowledge on material ledger in S4HANA. That again, it's a fake, like it's a false commitment if I give. Since I'm not worked thoroughly in broadcasting in ACC, then how can I gain, means like, how can I say, not again, how can I say that I'm expert in material ledger? In ECC, till 2018 and all, okay, ML was optional. It was optional to activate this one. So in S4HANA, it made mandatory. So at test, we cannot get more knowledge or more business case examples to explain in a understandable way. Okay. If we say like a subject wise standard, what SAP standard is giving, that we can go thoroughly. And that too, we have will be getting a lot of errors in this 800 client, in this practice client, in case of material ledger. But fine, it takes some time, but we can go with this. But as like without any means, I should not say like I this etc like what I gave expectations on F5, so I cannot give commitment or expectations on broadcasting. That's why initially I'm just telling, yes, I have knowledge on broadcasting. I can give uh, like as per to crack the interviews, I can give all those knowledge, but I cannot give business cases. I have not much worked on that. Okay, this is only excuse of my from my end as a knowledge point of view.
No issues. I'm just trying to understand that how fair that we can say that CO consultant. That's what I'm just trying to understand. Nothing else.
But don't take a risk that you are a CO consultant. That I can give suggestion for
Yeah,
initial
that's
entry. For initial
it
entry,
is. That's what.
you say up to COPA, yes, I'm familiar. You can give any commitment in interviews, and you can give answers for that with the help of our training. But I myself telling that don't give commitment on broadcasting. If you get a right person in interviews, definitely you will run.
They will screw us.
You'll get faint because as I said, it's a business to business, it is different. So you should understand the case what he's asking. So based on his experience, based on his business scenario, he'll ask you some questions on broadcasting, so that you have to analyze what case it is and you have to give a proper answer where we have to do the settings and all. So it's a case to case, it is different. Like in my previous project, we had I worked on this broadcasting, like a cost estimates and executing the POs, we can say production orders. So we have production estimate and production orders. I worked, we have a cost estimation sheet also. CU50 is, there will be CU50, CU30 or CU50 is there. So there we can see what is the cost analyzed by the system to manufacturing a product. In SAP, we have that CU30. CU30. If you go to CU30 transaction code, there we can see the complete estimation executed by the system along with the values. So I configured that CU30 also a customized process. Okay, but yes, again, still I have lack of knowledge on that broadcasting. Like to give training and make you expert in CO, at least to some extent. I don't have that much of knowledge. If you give me any broadcasting issue on the system, I can play and I can solve it. But in a point of giving explanations, the training or classes, yes, I have some lack of knowledge on that.
So we can say that like in product costing, we have an idea, but we don't have a depth knowledge on the knowledge.
No
We
need
can
to
say
say,
the
I worked very less. I worked very less.
very less.
Yes, I can manage. I can handle individually. That's it. So this
Okay.
will be the pleasing reply to the interviewer. Okay. Then he will ask you some basics things. Instead of stressing you on the complete subject, he will ask you some basics. Like how cost sheet will trigger on the sheet, what are the transaction codes you use to analyze the cost elements for a product before issuing to the production order. So like this, what is a work center, they will ask some questions on the broadcasting, some basics understanding, and if you are okay with that, yes, you will be getting. But yes, you can try for a CO consultant, I can give you that much of assurance. But
okay.
Initial
It's
step,
not it's risky.
not risky. Why should we give a chance to lose an opportunity?
That's true actually. Yeah.
No one will expect you more. Again, I'll tell you. Even if I am the person, I said like I'm been in interviews from past 3 to 4 years. Okay, so if I am in interviews, I don't ask broadcasting. Even I see he's a CO consultant, I don't ask him because I don't know, right? If I ask any question, first I have to understand his answer. So I don't take that much of risk in broadcasting. So I ask up to FI and all. And one more thing is, if he is a CO consultant, he cannot ask more questions on FI. That one more thing is there. The funny part is, if you find any CO consultant, he having very less knowledge on FI transactions. So he cannot configure BRS, he cannot configure more APP, advanced payments. He cannot do that one like this. Because being a consultant, you'll work either on FI scenarios or a CO scenarios. You don't work together at a time. Okay. It's the work real-time environment will be a different thing again. So like when we are talking with Prasad on the second day or third day, I remember. So I said like I'm uploading the cost center data in CFIN, Central Finance System. Okay, because as I said that I have a knowledge, I can manage all those data and all. So they gave a task, but they don't give me broadcasting because I initially upfront I will sell because I don't know that much of broadcasting knowledge. So I cannot handle that issues. So now we are handling customer masters, cost centers, their transactions, data, everything we are handling. But I don't go for broadcasting. They don't give as well. They look for an expert. But it doesn't mean that we are not surviving. Yes, we are surviving with the knowledge where we are exploring ourselves. Okay. Are you clear? I don't know how many people will say that what extent they have knowledge and how much they can give a training. But in my point of view, yes, I'll accept. Which I cannot do, I'll say I cannot do that one. Because I should not give more expectations to the students who are coming here to learn or to gain some knowledge. Okay.
Yeah, got it, Hari. One more doubt, Hari. Actually, like see now.
So we lost you, Narendra.
Okay.
Something you're asking, I'm not
Yeah,
clear.
actually, like one more doubt. Am I audible?
Yes,
I think
yes.
network issue from my side. Am I audible?
Okay, yes, we can hear you.
I'm audible. Okay, yeah. Okay, so when we perform the integration between the other modules, right? So the quality check we supposed to do, or even the other module consultant also will do?
No. So
Testing.
depends upon module wise. See, if there is any scenario, if it's a cycle, if it is a cycle, okay. If you can manage like PO postings, sales order postings, you can do. Yes, you can test yourself from your end. If you cannot execute those scenarios, you can take other module help.
Okay.
So if you are not aware of how to create a service entry sheet, okay, then you can take other person help. There are some scenarios again with reference to some production order, a sale order will be created. So if you don't know how to create a production order, then how can you test? You have done all the FI related settings. Okay, point one, as per your requirement. But you have to test with reference to production cycle. So definitely you have to contact to the production, the PP consultant, and you have to ask what scenario he has to execute. So they will execute the scenario, and then again it will be reflecting in SD. Then you will check with the SD consultant, and you will test it from your end. Yeah, we have several scenarios like that. Like in my previous client when I was working in Accenture, so we had some chargeback issues, some changes are there. So like in sales order, only initially they will create one internal one more order. Okay, that we cannot create from FI side. So some order types are there, and some delivery types. If it is integrated with PP and all, so we cannot execute all the standard scenarios. Definitely, we have to take the relevant consultant help only. There are many scenarios where we'll take the help of other consultants. Even in my current scenario, like while uploading the data, customer master data, if there is any issue in the customer master data uploads and all, they'll reach out to us. They will ask to provide the data information, or to provide why the error is coming. We'll check the files. Again, we'll help them like this. The mutual understanding will be there. Okay. It's not like you have to run the scenario end to end. It is not possible as well. So whatever we are learning in our sessions is like a standard SAP and the business case based on our experience only. When you see in the real time, there are many things to learn. Like I say, SAP is a ocean, and just we are learning there like just a glass of water in front of ocean. That's it. This only example I can compare. SAP is a ocean because we cannot predict what business is. According to the business, we are customizing SAP. So all the real time stuff I cannot dump here. Okay. So if we are learning just a spoon or some like a glass of water kind of thing. That much of quantity only we are learning in our trainings. Okay.
Nice.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's fair, Hari. Yeah.
చాలా హ్యాపీ.
దేనికండి? I didn't get you.
ఇప్పుడు వినపడుతుందా?
యా వినపడుతుంది.
హలో.
చెప్పండి.
మీరు ఈ విధంగా చెప్పేటప్పుడు మాకు చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ ఉందన్నమాట. సో ఇంకా స్కిల్స్ ఎలా డెవలప్ చేసుకోవచ్చు ఈ విధంగా రియల్ టైమ్ గా చెప్తుంటే కొద్దిగా అండర్స్టాండింగ్ అనేది బాగుందండి. ఐఎమ్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ విత్ రియల్లీ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ. And why I tell very openly for everything, because when I was trying for jobs and all, like when I was training, like మేము కూడా ట్రైనింగ్ తీసుకొని వచ్చింటాం కదా, like in our beginning days we are also coming with training, so we don't get this much of information. We don't know how to approach, we don't know what to learn. I used to run from interviews. ఆ scenarios కూడా కొంచెం జరిగాయి. I don't know what they are asking and how to give a reply. I said, sir, I had to go. I'm not feeling well. These are the stupid answers what I used to give. So from that scenario, which I'm facing many difficulties and I'm facing all the project interviews and all, now we are able to give some knowledge to the people. The only thing initially I said, like, teaching is my passion somehow. So with that passion only, I'm just giving classes. That's it. So money is a
యాక్చువల్లీ నేను
secondary
ఎస్ఏ
again, I can say.
ఓకే ఓకే
So for a lot
యాక్చువల్లీ
of
ఎస్ఏపికి
people,
నేను
I
చాలా
gave
కొత్త
a
అనమాట.
free training only. For a lot of people, I gave free training. Even if you see in morning batch, there are 3 to 4 students who are coming and learning at free of cost. It happens. Okay. So
యాక్చువల్లీ నేను ఎస్ఏపికి చాలా న్యూ సార్. హలో.
Yeah, Madhu, I can hear you, but with low voice.
ఓకే. యాక్చువల్లీ నేను ఎస్ఏపికి చాలా కొత్త. మాకు యాక్సెంచర్‌లో అకౌంట్స్ ట్రైనింగ్ ఎలా ఇచ్చారంటే, ఒక వర్క్ ఫ్లో, విమ్ అనాలిటిక్స్, ఒక 2 టీ కోడ్స్ ఇంతే అనమాట. దీని మించి అసలు మీరు ఇప్పుడు చెప్తా అంటే ఇంత నాలెడ్జ్ ఉంటుందా దీంట్లో అనేసి నాకు తెలియదు అసలు.
If you see, if a person joining as SAP FI consultant also, we give training for 30 days.
ఓకే.
After 30 days, he has to learn on his own. Once he is into project, he has to learn everything on his own. So slowly we give some knowledge and we assign a task. So according to that, he will learn one by one. On-job training will be different. We don't explain what is a company code and all. So we give a topic. If we receive any change request from a client, so we'll make him sit on that. We'll explain like where it start and how to configure and where it ends. So accordingly, he has to learn. And
Yes.
so what we are giving from the scratch and all, we don't explain in real time. So 30 days training. After that, he has to struggle for 6 months. So even sorry, if I see your resume, let us take example. If you put 5 years experience, in that we remove 1 year, and we consider your experience as 4 years only. Because 1 year లో మీరేం నేర్చుకోరు, డెఫినెట్ గా చెప్తాను. 1 year it takes time to adapt to that environment, understanding what SAP is. Slowly you will be learning. So 1 year is we don't consider. So 4 years only. So then from that, based on your 4 years, considering that 4 years of experience only, we'll ask questions.
Okay.
Very rare people, they will stress you based on their experience. So like if I ask at the range of 10 years of experience, so second time you lose your hope on SAP jobs. So,
okay.
Like this, it's a bad habit again. We have to ask according to their experience only. So whatever the training we are giving, so that is enough for you to apply for 5 years of experience. That I can give you assurance. It is equal to the 5 years of people.
అంటే థియరీ పార్ట్ అయిపోయాక రిమోట్ యాక్సెస్ ఇస్తారా?
లేదండి, స్టార్ట్ అయిపోతుంది మీకు వన్స్ క్లాసెస్ ఆర్ స్టార్టెడ్. లైక్ ఆల్రెడీ ఆల్మోస్ట్ స్టార్టెడ్ అవర్ సెషన్స్. సో టుమారో ఆన్వర్డ్స్ ఐ విల్ షో ఆన్ ది స్క్రీన్.
ఓకే.
So one more thing, Hari, are we getting the ECC server access and the S4HANA server access both, or we are practicing on only S4?
That you need to check with Yukandar.
Okay, then okay. I'll call.
I'm not sure what system is asking. He's giving, but I have access only for that is my personal access. This is my personal access. I'm not depending on anyone. So this is my personal S4HANA access. So that service provider doesn't have ECC.
Okay, so then we need to opt from out. Actually, we need to practice them.
Not required. So till our course completed, so whatever the server you are getting, just go with that practice and understand that. So I will be explaining the differences, isn't it? So you can easily practice.
Okay.
Only in part of asset accounting and few areas there is a difference in S4 and ECC. Later everything is same.
Okay, you just let us know which area is required to practice in ECC system. Those we will opt from out.
In every configuration part and transaction areas, like in every whatever discussions we are happening, every time I'm explaining the differences between ECC and S4HANA. It is mandatory now. Up to 2023 or 24, we have to explain the differences. So later on, all the clients will be in S/4HANA only. So then after, not required. Up to 24, I think for 2 more years, we have to explain the differences between ECC and S/4HANA. That is mandatory now. We are in the middle stage. Okay. Just like in 2006 to 2010. By that time, SAP was migrating from 4.7 to ECC. Okay. It was a big difficult for us to crack the interviews in this period. And from 2011, they stopped asking about 4.7 and that stuff. So now the same, after 10 years, the same story repeated. So from 2015, 16 onwards to 24, they will ask you, what is the difference between ECC and S/4HANA? This is. For every 10 years, SAP will come with a new product, and again we have to migrate for that. Common thing. Okay. This was very difficult period for us to crack interview, because అంత ఎక్స్క్లూజివ్ గా నాలెడ్జ్ వచ్చేది కాదు, గూగుల్ చేసినా అంత తెలిసేది కాదు, ఇబ్బంది ఉండేది అప్పుడు. ఇప్పుడంటే సెవరల్ వీడియోస్, సెవరల్ థింగ్స్, ఎవరికి వాళ్ళు ఇండివిజువల్ వాళ్ళు చేస్తున్నారు కాబట్టి we can gain హ్యూజ్ నాలెడ్జ్. కొంచెం ఎక్స్ప్లోర్ చేయడం ఎలాగా అని తెలిస్తే చాలు. నో వరీస్. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఫెమిలియర్ ఇన్ ఎక్స్ప్లోరింగ్ గూగుల్ అండ్ ఆల్, yes, now you can gain lot of knowledge. Fine, no worries. Okay, now this is the stage we are in between ECC and S/4HANA. So we have to understand the differences for sure. And in S/4HANA also, there are versions from 2017 to 2021. These are the versions. Again, 5 versions are there, but yes, people are implementing from 1709 version. Okay, so we can have these differences in what are the differences, what are the changes happen between version to version. Also, I'll be explaining some partial information I can give.
Okay.
So don't worry, because 1809 is somehow a failure version. Very less people, very less business has implemented. 1909 is a success case again.
Okay.
We have to say the difference between 1709 and 1909 versions. Like 19 means 2019 September release. Year and month represents. Okay. So we'll see tomorrow on understanding about the FI basics. Okay. Chalo. Have a nice day all. See you. Bye.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you all.